TV soap news and spoilers say that the sun dipped low over the sleepy town of Willow Creek, casting long shadows that seemed to mirror the tangled emotions of its residents. On September 18th, the latest chapter of Beyond the Gates unfolded with a dramatic intensity that left viewers gripping their seats. From hospital rooms filled with frustration to candlelit dinners sparking new flames, the stories of Bill, Chelsea, and Ted wove a tapestry of human struggle and hope. For those craving the full visual experience of how these gripping moments came to life, our video recap awaits. But for now, let's dive into the heart of today's tales, where defiance battles recovery, love races toward uncharted territory, and a playboy's wisdom might just save a broken heart. The sterile white walls of Willow Creek General Hospital seemed to close in on Bill Thompson as he sat propped up in his bed, his weathered face etched with a mix of confusion and defiance. His salt and pepper hair, once neatly combed, now fell in disarray, mirroring the chaos of his recovery process. Beside him, his wife Haley paced the room, her hands wringing together in a frantic dance of worry. Her eyes, red-rimmed from sleepless nights, darted between Bill and the chart at the foot of his bed, which bore the latest disheartening updates from Dr. Reynolds. Bill's heart attack 3 months ago had shaken the Thompson family to its core. The man who once commanded respect as a construction foreman, barking orders across bustling sites, now struggled to lift a glass of water without trembling. The doctors had been clear: a strict regimen of medication, a heart-healthy diet, and rigorous physical therapy could pave the way to recovery. But Bill, stubborn as the oak trees lining Willow Creek's main street, had other ideas. "Bill, you have to take these pills," Haley pleaded, her voice cracking as she held out a small plastic cup filled with capsules. "Dr. Reynolds said they're critical for your blood pressure." Bill's lips curled into a faint scowl. "I'm not some lab rat, Haley. I've been fine without all this nonsense before." He pushed the cup away, his hands shaking slightly, a reminder of the fragility he refused to acknowledge. Haley's panic was palpable. She sank into the chair beside his bed, burying her face in her hands. "You're not fine, Bill. You almost died. Don't you see that? The kids need you. I need you." Her words hung heavy in the air, a desperate plea to a man whose pride was proving more dangerous than his condition. The rehabilitation sessions were no better. In the hospital's physical therapy room, lined with mirrors and exercise equipment, Bill's lackluster efforts frustrated his therapist, Maria. "Come on, Bill, you've got to push through those leg lifts," Maria urged, her tone firm but encouraging. "Your heart needs you to build strength." Bill grunted, half-heartedly raising his leg before letting it drop. "I'm doing enough," he muttered, his eyes fixed on the floor. Maria exchanged a worried glance with Haley, who stood by the door, her arms crossed tightly as if holding herself together. Bill's refusal to fully engage in his recovery was a ticking time bomb, and everyone but Bill seemed to feel its weight. As the day wore on, a visit from Dr. Reynolds brought no relief. The cardiologist's stern expression matched his words. "Bill, your latest tests show no improvement. Your heart function is still compromised, and without adherence to the plan, you're risking another event, one you might not survive." Haley gasped, her hand flying to her mouth, but Bill merely shrugged, his bewilderment masking a deeper fear he couldn't face. The scene closed with Haley staring out the hospital window, tears streaming down her cheeks as she whispered, "What are we going to do?" Bill's health hung in the balance, a casualty of his own stubbornness, leaving viewers to wonder if he'd find the strength to fight, or if his defiance would write a tragic end to his story. Across town, in the glow of a quaint Italian bistro named Bella Notte, a different kind of drama unfolded, one fueled by passion rather than resistance. Chelsea Thompson, Bill's spirited daughter, sat across from Dr. Madison Carter, her new love. The flickering candlelight danced in their eyes, casting a warm, intimate spell over their corner table. Plates of untouched pasta sat before them, forgotten in the heat of their conversation. Chelsea, with her auburn hair cascading over her shoulders, leaned forward, her laughter filling the air as Madison recounted a tale from her days as a medical resident. Madison, with her sharp cheekbones and confident smile, exuded a charm that had captivated Chelsea from their first meeting at the hospital, where Madison had been part of Bill's care team. Their connection had sparked instantly, a fire that had already blazed through a whirlwind first date and a stolen kiss under the stars. Tonight, however, marked a bold step forward. As the waiter cleared their plates, Madison reached for Chelsea's hand, her fingers tracing gentle circles on her palm. "Chelsea," she said, her voice low and earnest, "I know we've only just started this, but I feel like I've known you forever. I want to see where this goes, really see it." Chelsea's breath caught, her heart racing. She'd always been cautious in love, scarred by past relationships that fizzled out under the weight of her family's chaos. But Madison was different, steady, ambitious, and unafraid to dive headfirst into their romance. "I want that too," Chelsea whispered, her eyes locked on Madison's. The air between them crackled with possibility. As they left the bistro, hand in hand, the cool September night wrapped around them like a promise. They strolled through Willow Creek's park, where fairy lights twinkled in the trees, and paused by a fountain. There, under the soft glow of the moon, Madison pulled Chelsea close, their lips meeting in a kiss that was deeper, more urgent than their first. It was a moment of surrender, a declaration that they were ready to take things further. But as the camera panned away, a question lingered: were Chelsea and Madison moving too fast? Their romance, though electric, was still in its infancy. Chelsea's life was already strained by her father's health crisis, and Madison's demanding career left little room for error. The intensity of their connection was undeniable, but viewers couldn't help but wonder if their fiery start might burn out as quickly as it ignited. Meanwhile, at the cozy Thompson family diner, Ted Thompson sat nursing a cup of coffee, his brow furrowed with worry. The diner, with its checkered floors and vinyl booths, had always been a haven for the family, but tonight it felt like a confessional. Ted, Bill's younger brother, was grappling with a heartache of his own, the slow unraveling of his relationship with Nicole, the love of his life. Nicole had grown distant in recent months, her patience worn thin by Ted's indecisiveness about their future. A recent argument had left them on shaky ground, and Ted was desperate to win her back. But where to turn for advice? Enter Andre, Ted's playboy nephew, whose reputation for charm far outweighed his experience in matters of the heart. Andre slid into the booth across from Ted, his leather jacket creaking as he leaned back with a grin. "Uncle Ted, you look like you just lost your best friend. What's up?" His casual demeanor belied a genuine warmth, a quality that had recently won over Dani, his new girlfriend, convincing her to go public with their relationship despite her initial hesitation. Ted sighed, running a hand through his thinning hair. "It's Nicole. I've messed things up, Andre. She's talking about needing space, and I don't know how to fix it. You're good with women, how do I get her back?" Andre's eyebrows shot up, surprised by the vote of confidence. His romantic history was a patchwork of flings and fleeting connections, but his success with Dani had given him a newfound sense of credibility. He leaned forward, his expression serious. "Look, Uncle Ted, I'm no expert, but I've learned one thing: honesty is the best policy. Dani and I got real with each other, and it changed everything. You've got to tell Nicole how you feel, lay it all out, no holding back." Ted frowned, skeptical. "But what if she doesn't want to hear it? What if I push her away for good?" Andre shook his head. "You're already losing her by doing nothing. Take a risk. Show her you're all in. Maybe plan something special, remind her why she fell for you in the first place." The advice, though simple, struck a chord. Ted's eyes lit up with a flicker of hope, his mind racing with ideas. Could a grand gesture, a romantic dinner, a heartfelt letter, reignite the spark with Nicole? Andre's words, delivered with surprising sincerity, carried more weight than Ted had expected from the young man known more for his charm than his wisdom. As the diner's neon sign buzzed softly in the background, Ted clapped Andre on the shoulder. "You're all right, kid. I'll give it a shot." The scene faded out, leaving viewers to ponder whether Andre's counsel would lead Ted to redemption, or if his inexperience would steer his uncle toward disaster. September 18th in Willow Creek was a day of raw emotion, where the lines between courage and cowardice, passion and peril, were drawn in bold strokes. Bill's refusal to embrace his recovery cast a pall over his family, while Chelsea's desperation and Haley's devotion painted a portrait of love under pressure. Across town, Chelsea and Madison's romance burned with the intensity of new love, but its speed raised eyebrows and questions. And in a quiet corner, Ted's search for redemption found an unlikely guide in Andre, whose heart proved wiser than his reputation. These stories, as always, unfolded beyond the gates, where the human spirit is laid bare, and every choice carries the weight of a lifetime. For the full experience of these moments of heartbreak and hope, our video recap brings the tears, the tension, and the triumphs to life. Stay tuned for the next chapter, where secrets unravel, and the residents of Willow Creek face the consequences of their actions. We hope you enjoyed it and look forward to sharing more with you in the future. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. TV soap news and spoilers for more updates on Beyond the Gates.